himself. Thank you for that. All right. And then let's begin the conversation. We are talking security this morning, and the Southwest in recent times has witnessed troubling surge in insecurity, ranging from the abductions and kidnappings to mass killings as well. And most alarming, the fact that we also lost some monarchs to the insecurity in Ekiti and even Kwara states. And this has raised serious concerns about the safety of lives and property, and also the preservation of the Yoruba heritage, which you hold, so much at a high esteem. As the Area of Kakanfo, how would you assess the gravity of the current security situation in the Southwest?
It's rather unfortunate that we met ourselves in this stage. The level of security threat is becoming alarming. In the history of Yoruba land, we haven't been in this worst stage of security threat. When I became Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò in 2018, the first thing I done by then was to write letters to the Southwest governors. Within 3 months of my installation, that there's need for us to have a Southwest Security Summit or conference. It took 1.5 years before the governor agreed to hold the conference. The conference was held in Ibadan with all governors in the conference, and about 29 men of committee was set up, and that was what gave back to Amotekun you are seeing in 5 states of the Southwest. And when they established Amotekun, the initial plan of an Amotekun was that it should be a regional security outfit. But unfortunately, some politicians in Yoruba land and the general of Buhari-led government said they didn't want the regional structures, that each state should go and legislate its own state Amotekun. And that was the number one way to break the unity of disseminating information, gathering intelligence, and sharing intelligence together as in Southwest. And the Lagos State refused to join. In the earlier on, they were a part of the arrangement, and to the extent that the State Assembly of Lagos State even make a law. That was a law in Lagos State that agreed with Amotekun to be established. I was there in the day they decided that Amotekun should be established in Lagos State. One way or the other, they tactically back out. By and large, the remaining 5 states go ahead. And one of the reasons that the issue of security threat reduced in Oyo State is because of the Amotekun that was established, Oyo State and Ondo State, that was established by the governor, Sheikh Makinde. Because before I became Ààrẹ, I continuous raising an alarm that the bandit, the so-called bandits, which we're supposed to be calling terrorists, have infiltrated Okeogun and part of Ibarapa. People did not take me serious. That was around 2017, 2016. I got the intelligence report that they have infiltrated Okeogun and Ibarapa. To the extent the police deny it many times. until when this issue arise that we started witnessing many killings, kidnapping in Okeogun and Ibarapa axis. And I thought there was a time I raised an alarm about Ondo State and Ekiti State that these people have infiltrated that the two states. People did not take me serious. That was the time I become a Areno Kakamfu of Yoruba land. So the remaining state too, that was a time anything that want to happen, I always privy to the information because even before I became a Areno Kakamfu, people know my relevancies about the issue of security issue in Yoruba land through Odua People's Congress. So, and after establishment of Amotekun, I now realize that we need to do more to make sure we breeze up from the wave that was coming from northeast, northwest, and north central. I suggest again that we should have a backup to Amotekun. That I have a group of 14 different private security relevance group that can back up the state governors on the issue of security, even on the level of the local governments. I wrote a letter to the Southwest governor that there is need for us to have a collaboration, even beyond Amotekun, because I realized that the state government cannot recruit more than 2,000 people, apart from Oyo State, try to recruit more than 2,000 people for the corps of the Amotekun corps in their own state. But the remaining four states, the recruitment is not even up to 1,000 people for the job because of the salary and other expenses that incur. So I now suggested that we can organize another voluntary organization that will liaise with the local government. I wrote a letter 3 times to the Southwest governor. They did not reply, and I have in the media about this issue that there is a need for collaboration. The heat that is coming, the wave that is coming, is going beyond the Amotekun that was established in the Southwest, because the federal government did not allow Amotekun to carry sophisticated arms like AK-47 to match up with these people that is coming with a different sophisticated arm, even to the extent of rocket launchers and a submachine gun. So with our local intelligent people, they can back up the Nigerian police, DSS, Amotekun, to make sure we match them with what we have. But maybe because of political reason, they haven't responded to these issues. And apart from even Amotekun, before the establishment of Amotekun, my group always contributes to the issue of security in Southwest, in various streets, various communities. Even your state, in the earlier times of their recruitment, the people that was recruited to Amotekun in the first recruitment before it's now turned to political, about 50 to 60% of them are Amotekun. In those states, they were just going to city. They were asked, "Are you OPC?" And somebody who is not OPC, we just join them without even asking the leaders of that organization. So the members of OPC in Ondo State was less, and other states. It got to a state that our governor now they saw it as a political compensation to their followers, and that was what whittled down the power and the activeness of Amotekun in some states, because the recruitment now become political. Not as if that there's somebody who can do this job, in their area that they can recruit to do it. So that was one of the situations that impede some progress of Amotekun like before.
Okay, I love the fact that you didn't just touch on just describing the situation alone. You talk about steps taken and also the challenges ahead. But because of our time, and I'm sure you are scheduled for another meeting now, historically,
Go ahead. Go
okay,
ahead. Go ahead.
that's fine. Okay, historically, the Are Ono Kakanfo of the old Oyo empire rather, you know, was
Come
the
again with the question.
yeah. I'm trying to go down memory lane now,
Okay.
talking about the historical part of the Are Ono Kakanfo of the old Oyo empire, then regarded as the generalissimo responsible for leading armies into battles and defending the territorial integrity of the Yoruba people. In today's modern political and security landscape, many observers, argue that the title of the Are Ona Kakanfo may be, and it appeared to have shifted from his original military command role. Some have said is more of a symbolic and ceremonial position. I want you to put some clarity on that, because there are some people who are demanding from you what the historical Are Ona Kakanfo of this world has gone through in this modern society as the 15th Are Ona Kakanfo of Yoruba land. How would you respond to this?
Well, the title of Ariano Kakanfo is just like a Minister of Defense, traditional Minister of Defense in Yoruba land. A title that, even though you want to go to war, there's a process to it. I'm the 15th. 1 to 12 Ariano Kakanfo was not modern Ariano Kakanfo. They are the olden days Ariano Kakanfo that operate within the power of Oyo Empire. 3 of us were modern that operates within the power and the authority of Nigeria as a state. So that's the difference. People don't know. And the 12 Ariano Kakanfo that operate within Oyo Empire have the full power if they got an approval from Allah, because even though as powerful they are, as mighty they are for war and troops and their council, they have to seek and got final approval from Allah, which is the commander in chief by then, before they go to any war. If not, that will be a problem. So by then, they saddle the responsibility to defend the Yoruba land through that title. Even to the extent they defend the Yoruba people to the Ga people in Ghana. If you don't know, if not because of these two, Yoruba may not be in Benin Republic. Yoruba may not have the power and influence in Togo and Ghana. Because when the Allah realized that in the beginning of establishing Oyo as a community, Allah normally goes to war by himself. But when they realized that most of the Allah who led those wars did not stay in their throne for a long time because of the war that always happening, and they decide that Alaafin Ajagbo decided that they must have a military commander. That was 1530, and they now established this position. The first person that occupied that position is Kokoro Gangan in 1530, and that was almost exactly the time they created Ogbomoso after Seun killed Ogbomoso, and Alaafin gave Seun some lands in Ogbomoso to establish Ogbomoso as community. And they realized that when there is a problem, will they be calling people from other places to come and defend Oyo? They now establish their own military and their own generalissimo that will lead that military in the entire Yoruba land. That was what led to the creation of this office. So 1 to 12 has a full power without passing through any government. You know, there was no government by then, there was just an empire. That was the different people did not know. You can't compare where Are is in the Oyo Empire and compare it when we have in Nigeria, when the amalgamation of Nigeria started in 1914. And when the amalgamation of Nigeria started in 1914, all the power from the monarch were taken from them by the colonial masters. So the power they have to even instruct their Balogun or Oluode in their community is very, very limited. They have to pass through the process of approval from the governor or local government chairman. And that was what affect our operation now, because I have a very good antecedent. I'm not a ceremonial Are Ona Kakanfo. If you trace my history, you know what I passed through, what we have done in Lagos and some city in Yoruba land through Odua People's Congress. So if somebody is seeing the position as ceremonial now, that person is not a student of history. That person did not know what have happened between 1999 to 2018 when I became Are Ona Kakanfo. But notwithstanding the advantage I have, I heard some of my predecessors when we are talking of our Baba Akintola and Baba Are MK Abiola. You know, Baba Akintola was a politician, and he was the head of a Western region when he became Are in 1964. So there is a limit focus to the Are Ona Kakanfo when he was a premier of the entire Western region. All security, everything was under control of Are Akintola. But Are MK Abiola got the title in 1988. And in the process, when he got the title, he has political ambition to be the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Eventually, he went for the election in 1993, and he won the election. And between 1988 to 1993, practically because of his ambition, he played down the title so that the other people can accept him when he's asking for their votes, especially the Fulani people. There is limit any Fulani people will like Are Ona Kakanfo because of what have happened in Yoruba land, and especially the Ilorin and what happened in Oshogbo War. That was one history the Ibadan people always play down, that the Balogun Oderi-Ilo was only Balogun of Ibadan. People did not know that Balogun Oderi-Ilo, who chased away, who defeated the Fulani people in 1840, was a member of the council of Are Ona Kakanfo Toyeje of Ogbomoso. He was a bunker Are Ona Kakanfo, and he was trained in Ilorin before relocating to Ibadan and become Balogun. The title was double because he was bunker of Are Ona Kakanfo and he later became Balogun of Ibadan. But when you talk of history now, people normally mention Balogun of Ibadan without saying anything concerning bunker Are Ona Kakanfo as a chief. So, and the Fulani people have the information that the person that crushed them, that led the war to crush them, was a product or trained by Afonja after he now became bunker Are Ona Kakanfo Toyeje. So there is a limit. Some Fulani redentists will love Are Ona Kakanfo. So, and MK Abiola was conscious about that history. He played down the stool of Are Ona Kakanfo. He lay more emphasis on Bashoru of Ibadan, so that he can win that election. In the process, he was he was arrested and detained. So the role of security cannot be played because he didn't have the power of commander-in-chief of armed forces of Nigeria. But talking of my own role, as somebody who have a background as a civil society from 1993 and background of a socio-cultural organization like OPC that now involved in security issues, that have more experience, more knowledge of security as a paramilitary. So I have the advantage to partner with the security agencies in Nigeria to defend my region. But the power was not given. You can't go to war when your superior, the political establishment, did not approve you going to war. If you do that, you have already intruded their security at detention. You will go to jail, or in the process, they will set you up. And I'm operating based on experience. When we started OPC, some of our members that was anxious to attack or apprehend criminals fall victim to this process because they couldn't get an approval from the government in their state or local government. Even the area commander on DPO, some of them was being killed in the process. Some of them was being jailed, and about 30% of our members was frustrated. 40% of our members was frustrated because they involved in the security and security on life and property of Yoruba people without taking the necessary approval. And that was one of the reasons that now I always say that before we involve, the Southwest governor should give us an approval of collaboration, not even including their security architecture, collaboration. Even we can collaborate in the level of local government level.
Are you with us, please?
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. You are talking about collaboration even at the local government level.
If you want to blame anybody on the issue of security, don't blame Iba Gani Adams, because I've told the whole world that I'm ready to collaborate with the governor for the past 5 years, and they refuse.
Collaboration in what sense? Do you have your own set of army that you are ready to collaborate and push to the war front?
Do you know the strength of OPC alone?
Tell me, please.
The strength of OPC alone is not less than 5 million people in Yoruba land. The strength of OPC alone is not less than 5 million. I'm in Calabar now. We have OPC in Calabar now. And God have given me an opportunity to create another coalition of security relevant groups, which is Southwest Security Stakeholder Groups. Southwest Security Stakeholder Group was formed by I and late Jimo Aliu. That was about 6 years ago after I became Are Ona Kakanfo. We have four different Agbekoya group in that South SSSG. We have the hunters in that Southwest Security Stakeholder Groups. We have a vigilante, about 3 different vigilante groups who are split to different factions. They are there. So we have the women, we have 14 different groups, 13 different groups, including Odua People's Congress. You can see that structure. With the structure, we can go with nothing less than 6 to 7 million people. And they have, some of them have structures. Even they don't have structure like OPC, they have structures in some community in Yoruba land. So with the advantage, I'm not saying I want to collaborate with the governor with only OPC. I'm collaborating with them with Southwest Security Stakeholder Group that can reduce the insecurity we're having in Yoruba land. It's not only the governor they are embarrassing me. They are embarrassing the throne of Are Ona Kakanfo. And then talking of social angle, where we have some people that say, is it only social function Are should be attending. If you don't go well, you have to go to officer mess as a military. If you don't go to war, if you don't go and fight criminal, have your leisure time to relax. If you don't have leisure time to relax, you will become a vagabond in the society. Because if you are being hardened to criminal every time, that even though you are in the operation of attacking criminals, attacking them, you are seeing hard thing, you will not be liberal in your approach, even in your home and the organization you are leading. And moreover, people will want Are to grace their occasion because of that. The prominency and importance of that road. People will send an invitation. People will even come in large number and plead to you, come and grace our occasion. In 30 minutes. We are talking of Are on a council of Yoruba land. Which some people call generalissimo. Important position that shape with you if you manage that position very well. People would like to see you as a guest of honor of different places. And for you to have more influence, to be more accepted, you have to dance to the wish of the people. If you don't dance to the wish of them, they won't accept you as a leader. They want you to sit with them and honor and give them the honor. They want you to interact with them. They want you to talk to them with wisdom. And some people do not have opportunity to meet you, to come to your house. Some of them look for a way to meet you in a function so that they can interact with you and know the kind of person, the level of intelligence you have to lead them in terms of defense. So when you are talking of ceremonial, people can perceive the throne as ceremonial because the leaders, the political establishment, did not give the instruction.
That's the network again. Let's see if we connect back to Iba Gani Adams, the Are Ona Kakanfo of Yoruba land, the generalissimo. He's right.
Some of them use it to make money, and we have been seriously infiltrated that they use some Yoruba people to gather some information. They pay them, even some Yoruba people, to gather some information for them. Even in Yoruba land, even in Lagos, some satana involving in kidnapping. Going beyond the north, in Lagos, some satanas involving in kidnapping. Even the activities of the northerner is minimal in Lagos. Most of the kidnapping you heard in Lagos is from our brothers in the south. So it's becoming more economical for them to join armed robbery. And the third one is political. Is political. That was the fourth one. It's political. What is happening now is becoming more political. Let us heed them so that the government will not stable. And the issue of economy, let us heed them and kidnap them, get more money to buy the criminal activities. And the issue of let us expand, because these people have the information where solid mineral is. Their network is very, very high. They have infiltrated most of our ministries to know where solid mineral is, which even the Yoruba that was living in that land did not know that solid mineral is there. And when you see some community they are attacking, go and investigate the soil of that. Are you with me?
Yes, we are with you, Are. You said we should go and investigate or do a soil test.
You should investigate the community they are attacking or do a soil test. You will realize that there's a lucrative solid mineral in that community. When they were attacking Igangan, we now ask, Why Wakili is living in Gogo before we apprehended Wakili? Why Seliki of Igaga was involving in kidnapping? Later, we now realize that was a solid mineral. That is a solid mineral, not worse. That is a solid mineral in Igaga, which even Igaga people and some Hausa people are they are mining in that place. They mine it. So that was the reason that there was an occurrence of kidnapping in Ngogo and part of the Ibarapa area. So anywhere do you see them focusing on kidnapping, they want to disorganize the people of that community or chase them away and mine the solid mineral of that place. Sometimes they took shopper to bring food for them, to bring hands for them. And some foreigners normally buy this thing from them. If you don't know, the content of solid mineral is more lucrative than crude oil. Crude oil, the amount they are selling California, which was being detected in Borno State, in Sambisa Forest, is times 4 amount they are buying a content of a gold, even times 30. And California, there was a mineral called solid mineral called California. The only place you can see that mineral is US and Nigeria. And where is Nigeria? In Borno State. And that was part of what led to the issue of Boko Haram, led the formation of Boko Haram in Borno State. There is a lot of solid mineral in the north, especially Borno State and northwest and northeast. And that was one of the reasons that you just see some people, so part of them from the Sahel, maybe from Chad and Niger, and with the collaboration of people in Nigeria, they will form a group and liaise with ISIS or other international terrorists and be moving to some community, chase them away and starting mining that mineral and kidnapping, and they will be getting more resources to exchange for gun, to buy gun, and they will be using that content of solid mineral to get food and arms that they will use to do these criminal activities. And the most important thing, important aspect of them now is the issue of political, because they are using this terrorism for political reason. They want to make the government in power more unpopular, causing security threats, and make sure that they run down the country. And when their product from the north become the president, they will now ease it. You will realize that it's not so worse like this when Buhari was in power. But they increased the tempo because the president that was in power was not from the north. You got it right. It's about 4 stages: economy, expansionist agenda, political, and religions. Those are the 4 factors that cause this terrorism in Nigeria.
Right.
In most of the country, it's political.
Okay.
Not religion.
Okay.
But in Nigeria, it's 4 issues that is causing terrorism.
All right. That's noted. And I appreciate you for taking your time to go through those 4 key factors. Well, also, there are some people who are of the opinion that, the Fulani expansion here and there happening, saying maybe it's about time the Yorubas, the Oduduwas themselves separate themselves from Nigeria itself, go on, seek independence and all. Some have said the referendum should be done. Some have even said, no, let's take it by war itself, the position held formally now, because Oloye Sunday Igboho used to be, one of the agitators for that particular one as well. But let's look at it from the perspective of regional governments. Some have said we need to return back to that in order for every region to develop at its own pace. which of it do you think will best work for Nigeria or for the Yoruba people in the southwest?
Well, I'm one of the people that normally agitate for true federalism. Because when you are talking of secession, it's our obas, our political establishment, and our elite. Are they ready for secession? If they don't come and call Are that we are ready, Are should not agitate when we have some sector in Nigeria, in Yoruba land, who is not ready for secession. Because if they are not ready, if you are projecting or you want to project your ideology on them, there will be a clash with the institution I sat on. So if the Obas, the political establishment in the southwest, the entrepreneurs, the business moguls, the religion leaders are not ready yet, it will be very, very difficult for me to project it, to agitate for it. Yoruba will tell you that Agbajowo la fi ń sọ̀yà. Èèyàn kan ń ṣàdédé sọ pé òun fẹ́ ṣèlú táwọn tó bá nílùú tó bá ti ṣetán láti ṣe ìlú. Ẹni tó bá náà fẹ́ dá ṣe ìlú àbó òun fẹ́ sọ pé báyìí ni ìlú ṣe máa rí táwọn tó nílùú ò bá ti ṣe, wọ́n máa ń fi irú ẹni yẹn rúbọ àbí kẹ́ni yẹn pẹ́ lẹ́wọ̀n. Bí ò bá dẹ̀ pẹ́ lẹ́wọ̀n, wọ́n á ba orúkọ ẹ̀ jẹ́. And that was one of the reasons that I subscribe to true federalism. And my own true federalism I'm calling for is not statism. If we continue with statism, the federal government will turn into unitary system of government. And we have the way we got independent in 1960, before the military truncated in 1966. We got our independence on the basis of true federalism, which is regionalism and parliamentary system of government. And when the military came to power in January 1966, they stopped the federalism and tactically turned into statism. And since then, different attitudes came to our political leaders. The issue of corruption attitude trigger. You ask yourself, when Baba Awolowo was in power as a premier of Western region from 1952 to 1959 to 1960, and onward to Are SL Akintola to 1966. Look at what they done for Yoruba land. They laid the foundation of having a solid education, having a modern Yoruba nation for us by then. That was a Odua investment, about 23 different companies created by these two leaders. And by then, they gave us free education. They gave most of the professors we have now, most of the people that now become our leader now, they got scholarship to different countries as indigenous students. And look at Cocoa House. Cocoa House was built when we have the Western region, about 20-something story building. You ask yourself, which state governor in Nigeria now that have been in power, let's say from 1999 to 2026, have built 25-story building for their state? Most of their state property have been sold or they have used it to got loan from the bank or from international organization. So what I noticed that the system we are running now is not federal system. They just call Nigerian federal government. It's not federal system. It's completely unitary system of government. And that was what impeded our progress. That was what creates insecurity. When governor will be a chief security officer in Nigerian constitution, and the governor will not have his own police. The governor will not have full control on Nigerian police. When the governor gave an order, the IG will give a counter order, and the counter order was coming from order from the presidency, which is the federal government. When we got an independent, in the constitution of Nigeria, exclusive list, we have 45 items in exclusive list. But now Nigerian government, through military, and even through the civilian government in 1999 to 2026, they have increased the item in exclusive list to 68. 68. They have added 23 content item to the exclusive list. And this item was taken away from the concurrent and the residual. So how do you want the state to function? How do you want local government to function? The local government administration in Nigeria have been tactically killed. They have been turned to puppet by the government. If the president is trying to turn the governor to puppet, the governor too said we will turn the local government to puppet. So the three structure of governance in Nigeria is not working again. We can only say 1.5, not 3 again. The power of the governor has been reduced by the presidency, and the power of the local government has been taken away by the governors. So we are not running federal system of government. For Nigeria to move forward, by not wasting your time, we need to go back to the basis. Even though we can't use parliamentary system of government, we can still continue with the presidential system of government. After all, we borrow this presidential system of government and federal system of government from the United States of America. In 1979, Joseph Wire was the Senate president of Nigeria by then. They asked him to go to US. He spent about 2 weeks to study the Constitution of the United States so that we can replicate that Constitution in Nigeria. But when they brought the Constitution to Nigeria, they changed it. By the time they want to write the Constitution of Nigeria, they changed it. They removed the content that favor true federalism out of it, because the military wants absolute power from the central. They weaken states and local government. And without true federalism, on regionalism, there's no way we can move forward. You can see, I went to a program 2 weeks ago in Ikeja, and I even noticed some activists, civil society activists, that was going against state police, that if they get state police, they will use it like the Western region, they will put death cuffs on the opponent to frame it. But I was asking them, are you telling me the federal police we have not done similar thing? When we have only federal police, we have a lot of misdeeds of the federal police, millions of content of misdeeds. If you have a state police, the governor will have the power, they will be intimidating their opponent. And I asked them, are you telling me the federal government did not even intimidate a state governor with the federal police? Did not even intimidate their political opponent with the federal police? We have seen many scenarios that the opponent of the party, their house was sieged, their house was blocked when the election was coming. After the election, they removed the security apparatus, Nigerian police, Nigerian army, And recently we watching the TV when the federal FCT minister ordered Nigerian police to 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 siege party secretariat and lock party secretariat with the Nigerian police. So after a lot of arguments, some of them agree that we have to put some mechanism on ground. Yes, you are talking now, so that the government will not misuse it. And I told them that there will still be a mechanism that the federal government will not misuse the federal police. When you borrow something from someone that is using it in the very good, you use it the way you have to apply it the way they are using it in the US, not by changing it in Nigeria. In America, there was a state police, there is state police, not worse, there is state police and federal police. Even they have counting police. The structure of policing in America will be more than 7 different police, and that was one of the reasons they can police a country of about 340 million people, a country of geographical spread like almost 7 million geographical landscape. The geographical landscape of Nigeria was just 940 kilometers squared, and compare it to 7, almost 5 or 6 million in US. And you can fly. Sorry, you can fly in aircraft in America for a period of 4 to 5 hours. The highest in Nigeria is 1.5 hours from Lagos to Maiduguri, and we can't police our country with a population of 250 million people. Our country is going to a stage of banana republic.
Okay.
What is not supposed not to be happening? Let me conclude in this stage. Let me conclude in this thing. What is happening in this country now? When you watch CNN, they don't publish it anymore, because most of the killing that was being perpetrated by these bandits and terrorists is becoming daily occurrence. That international media did not even focus on it. They couldn't take it serious. If you realize that what happened in the Middle East, if 3 people was being killed, you will see it in Al Jazeera, you will see it in CNN, you will see it in BBC. But in a situation 200 people was being killed in Kwara State, hardly will you see it in CNN. It's only Al Jazeera that will publish it. BBC will not publish it. So that show that they have a less care about ugly things that happen in our dear country. We have to put our country in order. And the only way we can put it in order is to have true federalism. If you are running from true federalism to regionalism, definitely you have to accept secession. You have to accept secession. And when you study the country that broke to 2, it started like this. You study what happened in India when Bangladesh and Pakistan move out from India. It's as a situation of political unrest, insecurity. When you study what happened in Sudan, that South Sudan break out of Sudan, it's because of political unrest and insecurity. When you study how Eritrea was moved out from Ethiopia, it's a similar issue. If you don't do the right thing at the right time, we will have an option to have this country broke away. Some country with some parts will broke away, because if we can't coordinate our country, giving them protecting the life and property, people will be frustrated to be a citizen of that country. If you are moving, if nightlife have been taken from us, that we can't do a night party, we can't go to club, we can't do business deal in the real hour. Definitely, why will you be telling me that I should be a citizen of that country? But for now, we are asking for solution so that the country will not break. If you don't agree with the solution, you should be preparing for evil day. So that's my opinion about it.
All right. Let me allow citizens be a part of the conversation too. They may also have 1 or 2 questions for you. 0906.
Please let's close this interview.
Yes.
Let's close this interview.
Okay, that's
because
fine.
I have a meeting now.
Yes.
I agree with you 15 minutes before.
Yes. Thank you so much. Let me quickly.
Please round it up.
Yes.
Thank you.
We will do that just now. But before rounding it up, I need you to. All right, Are.
Round it up, please.
Okay, let's round off with this particular one, sir.
Yeah.
There are the Yorubas is not limited to the southwest alone. You talk about the 6 states put together. The Yorubas also have their splinters in Kogi, Kwara, and all. And recently, there are talks about, there is a group called Atunto Foundation. I don't know if you have had a conversation with them or they have, met with you as well, saying there should be a rearrangement of the Yoruba speaking in tribe in other parts of the country. I want to ask you, as a generalissimo and, considering your position as well, some of them have said they are interested in returning to the southwestern part of the country. What is the possibility of that as we wrap up this morning, sir?
Well, it will be possible if Nigeria is being restructured, because the colonial master caused that havoc against Yoruba people. You know that Yoruba people was the leading force that agitate for independence. Those who agitate for independence, that we want to have our independence, 75% of them, even 80% of them, they are Yorubas. So the British was not convenient. They were not happy with the Yoruba people for chasing them away, even though they gave us that independence peacefully without too much of crisis. But they were not happy with Yoruba. They thought, they have the mindset that Yoruba is too sophisticated for them. So they always key to the interests of the Fulani people. And to reduce the influence of the Yoruba people, they have to cut part of the Yoruba people to Kwara and Kogi. That was a different commissions was established. And Yoruba people agitate that they want to go back to their brothers and sisters. But the colonial master did not agree with them. The 80% to 85% of Kwara state people were Yorubas. It's very clear. Our boundary stopped at Jeba. The boundary of Yoruba stopped at Jeba. So about 80 to 90% or 92% of the people of Kwara state, they are Yoruba people. In Kogi, we can say 30%, which are the Okun people.
The Okun.
From boundary of Ekiti and boundary of Ajowa to Ilokoja. Ilokoja is a community of Yoruba. It's not a community of Igala people. The name of Ilokoja is Ilukojo. The community that the fishermen come and fish in the river Benue. When they fish in the river Benue, they will now stay to sell their fish in that place. People now come from different communities to buy fish in that place. So different community to buy fish in that place. When they buy the fish, they now realize that we can still sell that fish around this place. So they started settling there, and majority of them that settling there, they are Oworo people. Oworo people own the land of Ilukoja. So the original name of Ilukoja is Ilukojo. The colonial master turned it with their pronunciation. Lokoja. Ilukoja was translated Lokoja with their tongue. They started calling it Lokoja. They started calling it Ilokoja. Ilukojo. That's the original name of Ilukoja, created by Oworo people. Oworo people are Yorubas. When you get to Ilukoja, the hill of Ilukoja, Oworo people are living there. There are still Oba Yorubas in that place. Unfortunately, our leader was less care. The Gala people have moved to get a court judgment against our people that they own that land. And our governor kept quiet. When you have your brothers and sisters and forgot them where they are, definitely you are not a good leader. And what is happening to our Obas in Kwara, when you see the salary some of Yoruba Obas is getting in Kwara State, you'll be crying for them. When an Oba in Kwara State Yorubas are collecting 25,000, 30,000, an Oba. So when I saw that situation, I always feel bad. The Jeba Oba, they have stopped the salary of Jeba Oba, the Oba of Jeba, for the past 15 years, they couldn't give that Oba salary because the Oba claimed that this land is Yoruba land, it's not Fulani land. And the emir of Lori inflamed the state governor that they should stop his salary. They have taken him to court to change that suit to the Fulanis too, but the Oba was in all the case they are taking the court. They always won. And the government of Kwara State refused to pay the salary of that Oba. I think we have the president as a Yoruba person now. He should prevail on the governor of Kwara State. And the way Fulani are planning, they want to turn that state to complete state of the Fulani. Even I heard, maybe it's rumor or not, unconfirmed, that the governor have changed his government house to Ahmadu Bello government house. So what is Ahmadu Bello doing from Sokoto to Ilorin? Ilorin was created by Yoruba people. Laderin founded Ilorin. Laderin gave it to Pasi. Pasi gave back to Alagbe. Alagbe gave back to Afoja. That was the history. Laderin was an hunter. And he gave back to his son, the prominent son, called Pasi. Pasi gave it to Alagbe. Alagbe gave back to Afoja. Afoja was the area of Kakambo that came from Ilorin. He was a king of that community. So when Afoja was killed, it took Fulani almost 120 years before they now appoint. Firstly, they appointed Seriki Fulani. From Seriki Fulani, they realized Yoruba did not react. Seriki Fulani, they realized Yoruba did not react. They turned it to stylishly, around 1960, they turned it to Oba of Yoruba in Ilorin. When they realized Yoruba did not react again, they now turned it to Emir of Ilorin. It's not Emir of Ilorin from the Abinisho. It's a Seriki Fulani. From Seriki Fulani, after 40-something years, they turned it to Oba of Yoruba in Ilorin. After another 30 years, not even up to 30 years, they now turn it to Emir of Ilorin. And go to Ilokoja now. They have installed Emir of Ilorin, Emir of Ilokoja in that place for a long time. And the Kogi state governor played down the Yoruba-speaking area of Lokoja. Even the Oba was maybe fourth class grade. He's fourth class grade. They did not encourage it. And our governor is dining and whining with this governor. They should talk to them. Use political influence. If anything touch the Igbos in Yoruba land, in Lagos, you will see the Southeast governor, like 5 or 3 of them, to prevail on Sanwo-Olu that leave our people alone. The Lagos state government have tried to move Igbo from the Ladipo market to another location. But the governors of the Southeast always come to prevail on our governors. Even the Udokalu, who is not in power again, they will move and talk to our governor that please don't do this to our people. But our people will not replicate that to our people living outside the Southwest. So it's leadership problem. A leadership problem. When you go to Benin Republic too, you will see our Obas, Yoruba Obas, certain area in Benin, they are suffering. They are suffering. Our governor have to put this in their plan and their budget, at least to cushion the effect of your people living outside Southwest. If the colonial master done the damage, if the African partition, Berlin partition 1885 have done the damage to our people in Benin Republic, but at the same time, you have to correct the damage gradually so that we can bring our people together, our population can expand. We should be preparing for future. We don't know what will happen in future, so that we can have a larger Yoruba nation that will be governed, that will be respected all over the world. And even the scholar said Yoruba all over the world, we are almost 300 million. Do we work towards it? Did our leader work towards it? What of our people in Caribbean country? What are our people? What of the Ejigbo people who migrated from Ejigbo for almost 150 years in Abuja and different places? What of the Shaki people and Okeogun people who are in Togo What of our people who are in Senegal? What of our people who are in Brazil? The population of Brasilia as a country is about 230 million. But the black constitute 60% of that population. With the 60% of that population, some scholars said about 40% they migrated from Yoruba land. Do we work towards it to bring them? Some of them can be a very good expatriate. Some of them can have technology to help Yoruba, even beyond Yoruba Nigeria. Do we work towards it? So all these things can be harnessed. We have people in Trinidad and Tobago. We have people in Cuba. We have people in North American and Caribbean countries that we can tactically bring them through tourism.
Whatever we are, whatever conversation it is, and they will also relate to him as well. Good morning.
Seriously exhilarated with Iba Gani Adams, with what he said. That shows that you are a true replica of your forebears and your forefathers. You see, when Generalissimo Maye Okwade was the commandant of Ife at that time, I mean Owu, and the Ife people were terrorizing Owu people, it was Commander Maye Okwade that waged war against Ife people and delivered Owu people in Egba from their activity. I believe that if the government of the day, both states and the federal, will give you the necessary support, you are going to fight this battle with your people for us and vindicate the entire Southwest, the Yoruba land, from this Fulani.
All right. Thank you for your contribution. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Do I hear about talking?
I'm about good morning, quickly.
Yeah, thank you. You see, the God continue to enrich Iba Gani Adams' sagacity. I love all what he has said so far. But what I just want to add is that anytime the soldiers in his command, once they see that the army or police are failed to repel these expansionists to overrun us, then naturally they should spring up and then repel them back. Just how it happened in Saddam during Oshoba's time.
Okay, thank you so much, Omoba. They should rise up. But he has also answered you as well, saying, boy, eventually. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kunle Ekaro.
Ekaro, good morning to you.
This is Taiwo from Ijebu.
Taiwo, good morning.
Yeah, we need to be very careful about Yoruba politics or about politics with the Yorubas. The last statement Gani Adam made was like hope. They are giving false hope. Yesterday, Yoruba man was sweating, gasping for breath, just to bring down another Yoruba person. When we were looking for how to emancipate the Yorubas and for us to come together, if Alu can go to the governor of Lagos State to say, please don't move my people from Ladipo, and the man acting to his voice and left them there. If we, when we have the mic, when we have the voice, we are now counting ourselves. Where are we going? Now, you will recall this lady, this former minister, Yoruba from Ogun State, Kemi.
Yeah.
Everybody screamed on Kemi's head, remove Kemi, remove Kemi. We remove Kemi. They brought another lady. You know that lady, 5 good times imposed tax on imported vehicles, and that vehicle went out of the hand of the middle class. No middle class today can import any Tokumbo vehicle. Do you know the non-others are bringing vehicles? But we in the Southwest that knows how to talk, we couldn't do this. We need to put our house in order. When our people are there, we need to join them. I'm a proud Yoruba man. I continue to be a proud Yoruba man. God bless you, Kunle.
God bless you too. Thank you for your contribution. 0906-201-1025. Final caller this morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Mr. Olakule Balogun.
Yes, sir. Good morning to you.
This is AB calling from Epe.
AB.
I'm so enamored at the transformation of Iba. In fact, I was so impressed with the way he was speaking. Are you getting? Just like the last caller said, the Yoruba people, they should try and support their own. It's not that the president is not doing trying. He has done quite some things, all right, that somebody is supposed to do. as a leader to solve the insecurity issue. And please, we should continue to talk about this. In one of the Yoruba program too, they also brought one warrior like that. So all of them should come together and see how they can salvage the Southwest. And not only that, they should also take that good news to other people in the northern, southeastern region and let them know. So that
all right, thank you so much, AB, for your contribution. Let me see if I can make this my final one. Hello. Sorry about that. That will be the size of the show this morning. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. Frontline, always on Eagle 102.5 FM. It comes your way 9 a.m. to 10. But sometimes when we have our guests, we have an extended version of the show, and it comes your way Monday through Friday. Like I always say, you don't want to miss an edition of Frontline with yours truly, Olakunle Balogun. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time this morning. Bye-bye, and have a beautiful midweek. Bye-bye.
Unlock uninterrupted freedom to work, play, and connect. At iWorld Networks, we deliver super fast, unlimited internet that is 6 times faster than the competition. Whether you are working from home, running a business,